Aquarius. Oh, wow. Interesting message to start off with. I think this is going to apply to some of you. It's going to apply to love. For others of you, it's career, possibly a crossover. I want to make sure I communicate this the right way. So I'm hearing that somebody wants or maybe expects Aquarius to sit pretty. Just sit pretty, Aquarius. Don't be too ambitious. Just sit there and just look good for us and be the face of whatever we're doing and just sit pretty. And Aquarius's response is like, I can't sit pretty and change the world, so no. That's pretty powerful, Aquarius, to kick off a new year. But do understand that you have some opposition here. I do feel like some of you are showing up into the new year, and I do feel like somebody's possibly threatened, or maybe they don't value as much as you should be valued. Trust me, you will exceed all expectations as long as you don't fall into just sitting pretty, okay? I don't feel you doing that. I don't feel you getting stuck there. Again, this message of like, I can't change the world if I'm sitting pretty. I want you to like write that down. I want you to put that somewhere. If you feel like you aren't being valued, if you feel like someone doesn't want you to be too ambitious, I want you to own that, okay? Because you're going to have a tremendously good month if you do. So let's get a little bit more clarity here for Aquarius, January 2020, general overview. Cleanse and detox. I think you may be cleansing and detoxing some of those kind of people out of your life, whether that's romantic, whether that's career. If you're not valued at this time, especially after all the work that you've been putting into a project, a career path, I'm hearing like a company, like you're a face of a company. Okay. So if you're just being looked at as the face, I think that you are cleansing those kinds of opportunities and those kind of people right out of the picture. I see you transcending some of that too, though. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to let go of everybody, but you will not deal with that kind of energy or those kinds of conversations. But let your past go sits at the center of this, okay? I do think you're walking away from somebody or something here. It's part of a cleanse and it's part of a detox. And I do think that you've been feeling this energy prior to the new year. Okay, so you may have already gotten the ball rolling. But look at this. We have to be honest with yourself. So Spirit is asking you to contemplate your situation and people around you. Are you being honest in regards to your relationships and how you're being treated? Are you just the face? Is there something superficial going on? Are you at work and are you being valued? Or do you feel like you can accomplish more? Do you feel like you would like to accomplish more? These are the kinds of conversations you should be having at this time, especially early on in January, because I'm seeing a little bit of downtime. Even though we're kicking off a new year, I'm seeing a little bit of downtime, especially early on in January. Hear those messages. You know, if you're starting to feel this energy of discontent, it's because you're not utilizing all your talents, okay, and all your brilliance and all your energy. Recognize that that's not a bad thing. So if you're coming into the new year and you're feeling discontent, it's because you're meant to create something. It's because you're meant to launch something. It's because you're supposed to do more. Nobody's allowed to hold you back from that, okay? And I don't think that they will be successful, but you may be having those kinds of conversations and it may instill some doubt in you, or you may hesitate because you don't want to have that confrontation with somebody. Now's the time to deal with this, okay? So you have cleanse and detox clarified by acceptance. I'm also feeling acceptance in regards to let your past go. Accept what works, accept what doesn't, accept your role. Accept that you are bigger, accept that you are more brilliant, accept that you have value, okay? There's this big message in regards to Aquarius feeling valued, knowing their value, pursuing things because of that, pursuing big things, big ideas, big goals. I just heard big launches. Are you afraid to launch something? Are people trying to talk you out of launching something new because you're just supposed to sit pretty and you're not supposed to have your own ideas? F that, Aquarius, okay? Now's the launch. Now's the time to go. But there is a lot of transition. There are doors being closed. And let's be honest, even when we close the door on something that can maybe be toxic, hence the cleanse and detox card, it can be very painful. That can be very stressful, okay? Sitting at the center of your reading is all about transition. I don't know if you can see that, but that says let your past go. Clarify by change in direction, okay? This is a new move. This is a new career. These are new relationships. Something needs to be launched, and maybe you can't do it from where you've been sitting, especially if you feel like people around you have been holding you back, okay? Or they haven't been utilizing you to your full potential. But this is very good energy. This is energy that's going to break you out of any sort of boredom. It's going to break you out of any sort of discontent. You are aligning with a life that fulfills you fully. There don't have to be limitations, okay? There does not need to be any sort of limitation or glass ceiling, or you just get to keep building and growing and prospering and evolving. But there's a lot of detoxing here, and it comes through as people. It's not so much like physically detoxing. You may want to. I just had that conversation with Gemini. You may want to do a physical detox at this time. But for you guys, I'm feeling like people need to be detoxed. Maybe some situations, maybe home, okay? Be honest with yourself is being clarified by the ocean. Detox. Sea salt baths. Cleansing, okay? Cleanse whatever doesn't serve you right out of your life at this time so that you kick off 2020 in a big way. Because you must know that you are truly valued. I think some people feel intimidated. I think many people feel intimidated around you, Aquarius, because you're vibrant and you're beautiful souls, but you're also very intelligent. You're also very creative. Aquarius, you guys change the world. Right? You really do. You're built for that. You're built for that kind of change. You're built for that kind of impact. And not everybody around you wants to see you grow, unfortunately. Be honest with yourself as to who those people are. Crowning your reading. Okay. So you step away from limitations. You get right back into shower of abundance. You will be rewarded if you let go of the past at this time. You will be rewarded if you aim higher. You will be rewarded if you continue on with this cleanse and this detoxing, the physical, mentally, emotional, spiritual. Utilize this energy right now because the universe is on your side. Bottom of the deck here, there's a lot of family energy, okay? This may be why you can't sit pretty, or someone may want you to fulfill stereotypical roles, and that's just not what you're meant to do. It doesn't mean you can't take care of your family. It just means that you're also allowed to pursue a career and abundance and have success too. You can have all of this in balance. I feel like there may be people around you, Aquarius, that don't want you to grow. If you are not fully clear on who those people are, recognize that Spirit will be talking to you all month long. You will get that clarity, but be honest with yourself. It may be very difficult to transition away from certain people, but it is time for your growth to continue. Status quo isn't good enough, and you're feeling that, okay? So let's see how all of this applies to love. I do think for some of you, there's a crossover in relationships, although I am hoping Aquarius has partners around them that are supporting growth. And I think many of you do. Okay, Aquarius, take a look at love here. Aquarius and love, January 2020. You know, and I'm also channeling now in regards to love, you may be experiencing that with a partner, like a partner isn't being valued at work. A partner is maybe, I don't want to say belittled. I don't think it's that intense, but someone may try to stifle your partner's growth, and it may be you and your support and your inspiration that breaks them out of that cycle, that breaks them out of status quo. You may be encouraging somebody all month long to aim higher, okay? Then maybe with a friend. I'm feeling that applies particularly for those of you in committed relationships, being that support system, because you know how to aim high. You know how to achieve really big things. Somebody else needs to be doing that alongside you. So let's get a little more clarity here. Aquarius and love for yourself. All right. For the partners who want you sitting pretty, do you see how beautiful that unicorn is? That is you. You are a unicorn who does not belong with a fence around them. You are a unicorn that can so easily leap over that fence. It's easy for you. You're meant to be out there in the wild. You're meant to be out there taking control over your own life, getting your control back. If you need to separate from people who don't support you at this time, do it now. Don't wait. I feel like you've already sacrificed too much if you have those kinds of people in your life. But you will continue to sacrifice. It's not worth it. The people who are meant to be in your life will circle back. Even if they're not supportive now, you may find that a separation from you is a catalyst for somebody else to grow and to understand what maybe they did wrong. So you may already be in this phase. You may have already taken some space for yourself. You may have gotten your freedom back and control over your life back, and you're a beautiful unicorn that's doing anything but sitting pretty. And someone may be admiring, like, wow, I really shouldn't have gotten in the way of that. Wow, I really should have supported this. Yeah, this is definitely coming through with commitments. Commitment at the center. I see some recommitments. If you'd be willing to give somebody another shot here, I just feel like somebody really respects you for what you've been able to accomplish and what you've been able to accomplish while they weren't in the picture. Someone respects you more right now, okay? And maybe they didn't. If you're willing to take them back or give somebody a second shot or even just a conversation, it may just wind up with just some extra closure. And now's the time to do that. But there's a lot of energy around love, okay? I feel like you're stepping into a much safer environment, but not boring safe, like nurturing safe. Like I've got you. Oh, okay, you want to aim big? Good. I'm going to aim big too. Let's build together. And that's very attractive to an Aquarius, to find a partner who you can build with. But yeah, Spirit's saying not everybody has been safe, though. That's another big message coming through. Not everybody has been safe. Not everybody has been safe for you to expose your relationship to. So it's not necessarily that your partner isn't safe. Not everybody you've exposed your romantic relationship to has been safe. Like, I don't feel like you're getting safe, loving energy from everyone around you. So again, people who are deserving of your love and your energy and your time, these are people who not only need to support your career, but they must support your individual growth. They must be happy for you when you're in love, okay? Those kind of people who can't level up and can't give that kind of love, that you know that you give that back. You give that to everybody in your life, whether they're friends with you or not, okay? I've never met an unenthusiastic Aquarius. I go to a random Aquarius and be like, I just had this big accomplishment, and like this random person would celebrate that with me, okay? So you know that that's your energy. You deserve love. Clarifying freedom. You deserve the kind of love that you give. If you're not getting the kind of love that you give, it's time to separate yourself from those people, even if it's painful, even if it's in love, because there is safe love. There's better commitment. What Spirit is showing me is this freedom. You take your freedom and your control back. You have more self-respect, right, at the core, because you've done that, and so you attract better love. So if you're single and you've already gone through that process of a separation and there's self-love, your energy has shifted. Something really, really, really good in love here. There's commitment showing up for you. For those of you single who feel like you've had enough freedom, because I do think for some of you, if you've been single but not long enough, you're not going to sacrifice your freedom yet. Like, it's almost like you work too hard to get your life back on track, and you're not going to allow anybody to show up and take that away from you. Look at this, okay? So we're talking about freedom. We have engagement, okay? This is relationships. This is commitment. Center of the reading, clarified by release your ex. Release people who don't support you. I really think that's your main message here in love. Release people who don't support you. They don't deserve your love. That is not a commitment that you should stay in. That's not a commitment that you should continue to allow back in. It's about evolving. And through the cards, I'm seeing this evolution, okay? So we start here with freedom. You get your control back. It's releasing the energy, the X. And then we show up to safe love here. Clarify, but love yourself first. You come from that place of self-love, you'll be attracting a love that is very good for you. I'm also feeling like some of you need to protect your love, though. Protect your love from exes or energy of people who are jealous. Protect your new love. Protect it. Maybe keep it offline for a little bit. Maybe don't fill people in unless they are truly close and truly trustworthy, because especially for those of you in the beginning stages of a relationship, you want to make sure people around you aren't sending bad vibes, okay? I do think that you could cleanse that pretty easy, but you don't want to be challenged with that at the beginning of a relationship, okay? Clarifying. Ooh, crowning. I meant to say crowning is reconciliation here. Okay, well, I'm going to put this out there for you. That was a big message for Geminis. Bottom of the deck. Give your relationship a chance. I think somebody may have changed here for you, but they needed the breakup. They needed the separation, and somebody recognizes what they have done wrong. Now you know that you deserve love. You separated out of self-love, and this person respects you way more than they ever did in the past. If you're feeling that energy, that's someone who's going to circle back. There are some reconciliations here that just feel fated that are going to circle back for you. Even for some of you who don't want the reconciliation because you're afraid, you're going to sacrifice your freedom again. I do think you're going to hesitate. If someone circles back, you're going to weigh the pros and the cons, but ultimately it's going to come down to this. Do they still want you sitting pretty? Or are they going to let you, you know, be that beautiful unicorn changing the world? Because anybody who's stifling you, any part of your personality, any part of your career goals, any part of your creativity, it's not even somebody that you'll be attracted to anymore. But there are some reconciliations here, at least the option for reconciliations for some of you. But I do believe it's going to come down to your freedom. And it should right now. Okay, Gemini, Aquarius, I do think there are some Geminis in the mix here. I was getting a lot of air sign for Gemini as well. Gemini and Aquarius often intermingle, okay, even just as friends. So you may be calling back some air sign friends too. This may not all be love reconciliations, but they've got to support you. You've got to see the change. It can't just be words. It can't just be promises. Do not sacrifice your freedom for anybody who hasn't showed up different. If they don't show up different, just keep moving along, okay? But I do see some fated reconciliations here. You know, bottom of the deck, we have give your relationship a chance, but we also have finances and career. Someone was intimidated by your career. They recognize that it was petty, and it's forgivable, though. That's someone you're going to want to give a shot to. I also see for those of you who dated somebody in your field, you have a similar career, that person feels like someone who wants to come back, okay? So I'm just putting that out there for you. There's beautiful energy here for you. There's this evolution that I love. I love seeing that in the cards. Like, we start here with freedom, we release the ex, recommit to ourselves and self-love, and then you wind up with safe love. For some of you, someone coming back will be safe love. They just weren't in the past, but they've grown.